Hey, so I brought you a little something.
A banana nut muffin? You saint. All right.
Oh, it's nothing. I had a variety pack, and I hate this flavor.
Well, my blood sugar thanks you for your negligible sacrifice you don't really care about.
It's a little gesture because I kind of owe you an apology.
Hold on. Let me get in position to receive it. Yes, I am ready to hear it.
I have been a real sad sack lately, and I took it out on you.
Yeah.
And with that whole disappearing act, I appreciate you. And I'm sorry I jeopardized your job by being skittish.
Well, I knew you were a nervous horse when we started. That's why I always stock up on carrots. Just next time, will you tell me before you start galloping off? Okay. Just hopefully now you learned you can trust me.
You know, about that, I looked up slide belt, which you told me was a car thing.
Yeah. Well, I meant more trust in me to do the right thing.
Hey, Frank, do you believe in karma?
Did you poison this muffin?
Oh, you wish. My vengeance will hit you when you least expect it.
So I'm just supposed to live in fear?
Oh, look at that. It's showtime.
Well, good luck. I don't spook easy.
Count me in.
Seriously, you're not serious though, right?
Oh, it's fine. I can do it. 3,
Joe?
2,
Joe?
1.
Joe, come on. No.
Good night, cuties, and welcome to Josie's Lonely Hearts Club. I'm your host, Josie Heller. Let's spend the night together. I got asked the other day by someone who hasn't listened to the show if this is a Beatles show. Like Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club? Not so much, I told them. I'd never put that together, If anything, I went a little proggier. After all, the owner of a lonely heart is much better than the owner of a broken heart. But it did inspire me to get out a few of my old records, including Sgt. Pepper. I know I'm dredging up a 57-year-old album, but you know what they sing right after that bombastic overture? With a little help from my friends. And as if the universe felt I wasn't paying quite enough attention, I fell, dancing. Hurt my ankle pretty bad. And now, here I am, foot in a boot, feeling more than a little embarrassed and needing both patience and help. From who else? My friends. You, cuties. A lot of you are first-time callers, and I wonder if you're out there listening, believing you don't deserve the help you need, or that it's weak to ask for help. Well, my lonely hearts, you don't know how wrong you are. We're a club. Remember? I don't care how chiseled you are. You aren't an island. If James Bond needs Miss Moneypenny, if Batman needs Alfred, if Ben needs Jerry, and we need each other. So tuck away those little egos and help me help you. Because everyone needs a pick-me-up sometime or another. Send up a flare, a smoke signal, a carrier pigeon, and I'll come running. Or better yet, call 505-555-KDNM for a diagnosis. Pop open the hood and let me root around in there. Frank, who's got a heart that needs a little tuning up?
We have Bethany calling in from Carlsbad.
Bethany from Carlsbad, welcome to the show.
Josie, hello. Oh, it is so good to talk with another adventurous, fun-loving gal.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. Hi.
Oh, the pleasure indeed. Well, I'm calling, Josie, because my partner, Benjamin, he's been a little uncomfortable using toys in the bedroom.
Oh.
Now, Josie, I'm not talking about your basic battery of boudoir baubles, okay? I mean, he's been perfectly comfortable with his handcuffs, his anal plugs, his penis sleeves,
Right.
That took time. We explored, we played, we explored each other's bodies, and now I think he's ready to experience my favorite toy, the creme de la creme of cream pie-making curios, if you will. And suddenly, Josie, he's afraid. My little Benji, he's getting squeamish. I don't know what to do.
What's different about this toy? If everything else could be mustered with a little bit of time and attention and lubrication, well, then what sets this toy apart?
Mustard. I'm putting that down as a potential lubricant to try. Yes, but Josie, it's just a toy like any other. We've used. It's a bit more elaborate. I mean, I think I made the mistake of telling him that it's been banned in 173 countries, but the United States isn't one of them. So it's called the milk curdler. That's not just because of the taste and the texture it leaves in your mouth. It's a steam-powered dildo that fills every hole. And Josie, I do mean every single hole. It's hard to describe what it looks like. I imagine, a mashed potato mixer with 12 tentacles for attachments. I mean, the sensation it provides. You can imagine. It's
clearly, my dear Bethany, because this sounds like quite the toy. And you know what? Here what might be the germ of your problem. It is a hell of a sales pitch you're giving me. This sounds like a pretty marvelous piece of equipment. And it's possible that Benji may feel, well, second fiddle in comparison, maybe. While other toys were enhancing your love play together, he may feel upstaged by the milk curdler, the MC, if you will. The MC is now running the show.
The MC is second fiddle to my baby boy, Benji. I mean, my fourth ex-husband, Robert, he did feel the way that you're describing when I broke out the milk curdler. He got nervous, and we only made it to the 7th setting out of 14 on the device. And he died. He died for 2 minutes and 13 seconds. That's right.
Oh, my. What an evening.
God, what a final night of lovemaking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that your last night together?
Yes, I mean, Robert died, yes, but he came too. And then I came too. Oh, it was a glorious night of lovemaking after that. He filed for divorce in the morning, of course, and I don't want to go through that again. I mean, God, the mess. If Robert had only had the cojones to go to setting 8 like Brandon did, but no, we stopped at setting 7 and ended in divorce. I just can't go through that with my Benji.
Does Benji know about this misfortune with Robert, however?
Of course, I told him right away. Do you think that scared him?
It may. I think even the most stalwart, self-possessed man might blanch in the face of certain death, that there are bodies in the wake of the milk curd.
Just the once.
Once would be a coincidence, and twice would be a pattern, and I don't think Benji wants to be part of that pattern. Now, if you're asking how I can get Benji to warm up to the milk curdler, is that sort of what you're after?
And warm up Benji to the idea of getting curdled.
I think that you've got to tell him this is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of experience, and if you want to see somebody fully incandescent in the throes of pleasure, if you want to do what no other man has been able to do, appeal to his ego, appeal to his pioneer spirit, and say, blaze a trail all the way to the dairy.
Oh.
I do hope that this goes well, and please give us a call back and let us know. And also, I feel like we now need the milk curdler to sponsor the show for the piece of ad work that you just gave us. So thank you, Bethany. And I've got some Googling to do.
Wow, Josie, you really milked that one. Coming up next, we have someone you'll like a latte. It is Jordana from Deming.
Jordana from Deming, welcome to the show.
Hi, this is Jordana. I guess I'm just calling in for some advice on my relationship. I've been with my partner for some time. Oh, well, I've been thinking about breaking it off for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I had it all planned out, actually. one evening I called him and said, let's meet for dinner after work. While I was walking to dinner, I got a ding from my email from my phone, and I didn't even realize it, but I guess there was a bus that was coming at me. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I felt these arms just come in and swoop me out of the way. Well, it was Henry, and he had just saved me. So, needless to say, we went to dinner, and I didn't break up with him. I still don't feel any differently, and I, oh gosh, I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but I want to break up with him still, and I don't know really what's the buffer that you have to leave between a superhero act and breaking up with said superhero.
This is a complicated soup of emotions that you're in because you feel a certain way. I think what you're probably feeling is guilt. If you were to break up with somebody who saved your life, that's somehow ungrateful?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm super grateful. I really am, but I just, oh God, I still find all these things just so darn irritating about him. And
Have you ever heard the expression, familiarity breeds contempt? There's never a bad reason to initiate a breakup if it's how you feel.
I wish you had told me this after the first time it happened.
The first time?
Well, a year ago, I was actually going to break up with him. You know, we were on this hike in Deming. He was making one of his dad jokes again, laughing uncontrollably, really annoyingly. Just behind us was a mountain lion, and I froze. And Henry, my God, he jumped into action and wrestled with that mountain lion and brought him to the ground, and eventually he rolled him right off of the mountain. I guess you could say he saved me that time. And you know, there are a lot of marriages that are unhappy. Maybe I just stay in this one forever, and that's okay. Maybe I'm just part of that statistic.
I reject that. I don't think that you should be a part of a statistic of unhappy marriages, and I don't think that you should spend another instant with someone that you don't see a future with. So however you've got to dress it up, Jordana, I think that, you know, just let him know.
Oh, gosh.
I think there's a way to slice this, my dear. I think. And you get to use this experience and you say, my dear, I had a near-death experience. My life flashed before my eyes, and I am so grateful to you for saving my life. But now I see things differently, and the realization of almost dying. I've had a paradigm shift. I almost died. Everything is new and different, and I need time to process that. Put it on yourself. You can make the good thing that he did a catalyst and say, look at us. Our lives aren't moving in the same direction. Maybe it's time we had a fresh start.
So I guess my follow-up to that would be, maybe I should wait a little bit longer because we have this scuba diving trip planned next week, and, now I'm a little worried that maybe he should be around, oh dear, I think the eggs I put on to boil are burning. I think the house is burning down.
Okay, then go and get the fire department involved ASAP, my dear. Jordana, go.
I think I'll call him first.
Oh, no. All right, cutie, stay right where you are. Don't you move a flippin' muscle. We'll be right back after these messages.
All right, we are clear. And hot damn, Fraser Crane, that was like some actually good advice. No, I mean, like, you have good advice from time to time, but I mean, like, this was like, this near-death experience is a paradigm shift. Insightful stuff.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. I mean, it's just that is how it works. Though, something like that happens and everything changes, and you don't recognize yourself anymore. And I just
Have you had a brush with death?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, it was. There was a fire. You think that it'll be the smoke or the heat that'll wake you up, and it isn't. I mean, it wasn't for me. Anyhow, it was the light from the flames outside my window. It looked like daylight. I remember thinking, It's too early for sunshine. I'm still so tired. And then you smell it. Everything they tell you in school, test the doorknob or put a towel under the jamb. Remember where your extinguisher is. That just flies right out of your head. I panicked. I don't even remember getting out of the house. Honestly, just seeing that the stairs had caught fire and knowing if I'd been on the second floor that...
Jeez. God, I'm so sorry, kid. I just... Oh.
What? What is it?
You had me. You got me good. This counts. Well revenged. Got me right in the feels. Oh my God. Jeez. I laughed. I cried.
Well, I guess everyone's a critic. You are. Too quick for me by half. Take us back in, Ebert.
Okay. All right. Hey, 2 thumbs way up. Good one. Got me good. 5, 4, 3. I'll vote for you. 2.
Welcome back, my lonely hearts. We are talking about how important it is to ask for help. Frank, who's on the line next?
Calling next, we have Nathan from Rio Rancho.
Nathan from Rio Rancho, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Long-time listener, first-time caller. My wife's got this suggestion, and I'm having trouble coming to grips with it. She really wants us to go to couples therapy, and I really don't want to. I was in pre-marriage counseling with my third ex-fiance, and that's what ruined us. I feel like we would have been fine. As far as I know, my wife and I are very happily married, so this was kind of out of left field with the request to go to a therapist. What problems are we having that we can't solve
Sure.
together?
Well, today we're talking all about help, and that sometimes you do need an outside opinion.
It just seems like an admission of failure to bring somebody else in to help you when you're going through something which you should be able to solve on your own.
If you've looked at marriage as for the rest of your life, and sounds like you did, if you feel like you and your wife can work things out, well, then you're not admitting defeat. You're going to counseling to stay together. What have you got to lose, Nathan, by going to counseling?
Going to the counseling is admitting that it's broken.
But what will pretending it's not broken do?
Hold on, I got it. Okay. Sorry, he's looking at... No, I'm good.
I'm sorry, where are you, Nathan?
I'm halfway up the Chimney Canyon Trail.
Oh.
Remarkably good signal, actually. It's just, so I got to get out of the house to get some space. But even though I'm out here, I'm feeling really stuck. I'm feeling trapped.
I can see how that would make sense. You're stuck between 2 different realities. One where you two can fix it together, and another where you need to bring in an expert. And
okay, I mean, I hear what you're saying, and a little bit of blood. But, it's fine. I'm just saying, yeah, sure, experts are great, but
I'm sorry. You said something about blood. What was that?
So I'm dealing with this fallen log situation. I set my bag down to tie my boot, and then a rock shifted, and now I've got this thing. So if I can just get a little bit of leverage, I'll be fine, and I won't be trapped, and everything will be fixed.
So first I thought you were talking about the situation with your wife, but there seems to actually be a physical presence on top of you that is trapping you, and that is where my expertise stops. I would feel so much better if you were talking to an emergency services person, an EM, not me.
Well, because I feel like, see, now this is the exact problem I had when I went to therapy with my third ex-fiance, is that now we're talking about the problem that you think is important and not the problem that I actually called in for. And that's why everything went to shit. I'm trying to fix it, And this is what I'm saying with my wife. We can fix it. Why do we need to take it to somebody else who's going to say, no, actually, you need to be working on this other thing, which we didn't even know about?
So I know it can suck to turn the lights on and see the roaches scatter, but this is sort of emblematic of an issue that, not to paint with a broad brush, but so many men seem to have, which is I just refuse to admit that I need some help. You are trapped at Chimney Canyon, and you still want to quibble with me over what issues are and are not pertinent in your marriage. It sounds like you're not a very good judge of what is and is not important. So if you're sleeping in separate bedrooms and you think that everything is just kittens and rainbows, maybe you're not well calibrated. So maybe you should hang up with me and talk to emergency services. Frank, do we have somebody in Rio Rancho we could call? Somebody who could find him?
I can certainly find it.
Great. Awesome.
I mean, yeah, you call, you talk to an expert, and they're going to tell you things like elevate the leg or tie off the tourniquet. You have to communicate more, and you got to put direct pressure on the wound. That's why I have my 10 essentials. That's why I've got the first aid kit. I can do this, and my love language is acts of service. We can
halfway there is more frustrating than not there at all.
Exactly. I am halfway up the trail, and I'm stuck. See, now I feel like you're getting me.
That makes one of us, friendo. Nathan, we're going to have to send somebody up to you, and I understand it might not be your favorite thing, but hopefully you'll thank us when you're here tomorrow with, I hope, both of those legs. Frank, anybody else that we got? Because I think it's important that we just drive home this theme that it's okay to admit you need some help. See if we can't spread the good word.
Let's leg it and take it over to Jamie calling in from Chaparral.
Jamie from Chaparral, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you very much. A little nervous being on the radio, but I appreciate you.
Aw, no need to be nervous, buddy. It's a safe place.
Basically, what it comes down to is I moved from Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas City, Kansas. I never caught dead there. I moved from Kansas City, Missouri. But my granddad, why he died recently. He's left me this tortoise. I wasn't planning on staying in Chaparral long, and I was hoping to use this as a first time to go and see the rest of the country, see the rest of the world. But now I got this Methuselah to take care of, and it's troubling me mightily, and I was wondering if you had any advice as to dispose of it, should I keep it, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I can see how an unexpected tortoise might feel a little bit like a millstone around your neck because you're trying to, trip the light fantastic, and here you go, a little slowpoke weighing you down. So, do you have much of a support system in Chaparral?
I can't say that I do, unfortunately. Again, I was really only planning on staying here for about 2 months and then moving on to El Paso, and from El Paso to Canada, and from Canada to Luxembourg, and from Luxembourg down to beautiful Auckland, New Zealand, and from there going up to the Philippines.
It sounds like your granddad meant something to you. This tortoise clearly meant something to him, and this is the last thing that you have. That being said, obligation is no way to enter into a relationship, even one with a pet. So don't feel guilty. You're trying to do right by your granddad?
Yeah, I am. Every time I look into this tortoise's ugly face, I see him, and I see my granddad's ugly mug as he died in front of me, and it's hard to pull away from that. I don't know if you've ever seen a man as he's about to die from his parachute not working for skydiving, and it goes quick, but you remember it. I'll tell you that much.
But his parachute, it didn't open. Now, if you can, without unsettling yourself, how did that happen?
Every year he skydives and he lands right at midnight, and it's his birthday, and we all celebrate. He generally lands in a cake. It was real fun. We were all real excited, And I'll never forget it, because I've never seen anything like it before. The look on his face as he realized that he was going to die. I've thought about it every day since. And if only he'd landed on that tortoise.
Yeah. At terminal velocity.
If he's only 40, they live to be almost 200 years old, so maybe I'll have to gift it to my grandkids. I don't know, but you were saying if there's a place you could put it, what about in the ground?
Let's not put that on your conscience, and this is Granddad's tortoise.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
I'd like to get this resolved with minimal bloodshed, and gosh, how hard is it to take care of a tortoise?
It's a lot easier if you got a fenced backyard. You kind of just let it wander around back there, make sure it gets lettuce and water, and it kind of takes care of itself. It's pretty easy, all things considered. It just, can't take it on a plane.
Well, listen, Jamie, I'm feeling in a charitable mood tonight, and I want to make sure that I can help as much as possible. Well, gosh, maybe the radio station needs a mascot. Maybe we can't take in that little bugger.
Well, I appreciate that, ma'am. I really do. It's really it's a load off my back, and I'll send you postcards from where I'm headed.
I would love some postcards. Safe travels, and let's set up that handoff. Hey, cuties, it looks like we've got to bring this show to a close. I want to thank you all for putting yourselves out there and being vulnerable. I know it's not easy. I'd like to meet you halfway, but it seems like we all got by with a little help from our friends. Keep those hot little hands off that dial, because we've got a fantastic show coming up next, don't we, Frank? Because you know what it is, don't you? You know it's 3 inhalers, 1 guy.
3 inhalers, 1 guy. Yes, please, New Mexico, join us here on KDNM for the story from everyone's favorite asthmatic, Jerome Crosby, as he sees how long he can go on a Stairmaster before he has to be taken to the ER. Every week we have new fitness challenges to excite the heart and get this kid prepped for the ER run of his nightmares. It is death-defying, it is exciting, it is aerobic. 3 inhalers, 1 guy. Only on KDNM.
Destination radio, to be sure. Nighty-night, cuties.
All right, good show, buddy.
I thought so, too.
Say, as an avid listener, I was wondering, did you just adopt a...
We got a tortoise!
You've got a tortoise.
It's the show's tortoise. Clearly that necessitates some kind of joint custody situation.
This is your shell game. I'm too young and immature to own a turtle. I can't go out like this. Come on. Wait, why am I buying into this bid? It's Greg you'll have to check in with, not me.
Oh, you could be a spoil sport if you want. I saw a chance to offer a little help to my friends, and so I took it.
Okay, Ringo. But if he eats any wires, I'm going to give Yertle the Yeetle.
KDNM got itself a mascot.
All right. Let's just take it up with the committee first. Go ask Greg.
Okay, I'll call him. All right,
cuties. Josie's Lonely Hearts Club was created by Maximilian Clark and Rachel Music. This episode features the talents of Frank Romeo, Jessie Cannizzaro, Tristan Miller, and Anjali Khurana. This episode was edited by Aliza Brugger. Josie's Lonely Hearts Club is brought to you by the Good Story Guild. Keep track of us on Instagram at Good Story Guild and visit us on our Discord. If you enjoyed the show, consider leaving a review on your podcaster of choice. Nighty-night, my cuties. There's gonna be a turtle in here. I wonder if I'm allergic.